You're kind of green right now. Oh, now you're good.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JayH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. Supposed to be somebody else in the chat. Apparently his dog got loose.
Ooh.
Whatever. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Country Kane is on the loose. And he said, not the dog.
There it is. Oh man, we gonna chop it up for a little bit. I'm gonna try to keep my mouth shut after a little while, but let me do what I do and say hello to the two people in the room. Steven Torres, what's going on?
34
Johnny,
watch.
that's my dog. You chooch. Yeah, I know you.
Yeah, you know me.
Lovely blueprint. Hello, Miss Ma'am.
Anna.
Good evening. Mark, what's going on? Blind Owl. Aaron,
Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass, Aaron.
There's a lot of love there. There's a lot of love there. I'm going to touch on some random topics here. Not random, but they're all kind of twined together. One of, I guess I don't like to say subs, one of my postal sisters, she wrote me, and out of respect for her, I'm not going to say who she is, but and I don't think I shared this with you. Jay, thank you for posting another banger as usual. It was crazy because I was the complete opposite. She's new for whatever video it was. I was so grateful that we were allowed in without the civil service test. I felt the same way as the people who did take it. So I was and still am disappointed that the PO reduced to a whole shit show. But I'm not one to give up easily. I still uphold the standards of the USPS that I knew growing up. My uniform stays creased and starched, even though folks don't iron and Niagara. It ain't what it used to be back in the day. I have never came to work in a wrinkly uniform ever. I represent. I can't tell you how many older citizens have come up to me and thanked me for my appearance. How many tell me you are the sharpest mail lady that I know. Now that's how I remember my mailman. They tell me how the carriers look so horrible. You don't even know that they're carriers. So thank you for bringing the heat. You would think people would get a hold of this great institution and hold it to the highest esteem. It's appalling how folks take it for granted and disrespect it and wonder why the public has zero respect. That's what she wrote.
Can I just show you this real quick? Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. No wrinkles, clean as a whistle.
That's because you don't do no work. Now,
because of Mrs. Chooch.
Let's stop that right there. Those are not just words. That's pride. That's a lady understanding what that uniform you're wearing means. Because back in the yesteryears, the test wasn't about questions on paper. The test was a filter. It meant, hey, you want this career, you better earn it. Once you earned it, you carried yourself a little bit differently. You walked a little bit taller. I remember I believe it was my brother-in-law. He worked for the post office. And when he came, and I lived in the hood, man, he's like, man, I got a job at the post office, man. It took me 4 years to get in. We just felt good for him. Now, fast forward today, people stroll in like it's a side hustle. They don't come in dressed properly. I see people all the time. They don't come into my place with their pants down. I know I've sent you some pictures. People coming in, and it's a joke.
Yes.
And people say, why don't the public respect the Postal Service like they used to? Well, damn, look at the people. If we don't respect ourselves, why would people respect us? Think about it. Your mailman back in the day was part of the neighborhood, right? You knew him by name-ish. They carried themselves like professionals. The kids waved at them. The old ladies gave them cookies, water, whatever. Because it wasn't just delivering mail, it was representing the government in the community. That shit was real. Now, I know a lot of the carriers don't even have time to wave back.
Few
They
and far
walk back.
between.
Yeah, they walk past the public like, you know, they don't even acknowledge them. And people like, hey, that's my carrier. They don't even know them. And I don't
Yep.
blame them because the standard that we have right now has dropped.
Yep.
Management, they are not enforcing it. The unions, shit, they're quiet. But y'all as the carriers, as the truck drivers, as the people that they see, they have to make that specific choice. They can either be a sloppy representative of the brand that seems to be dying, or they should, kind of stand tall and carry themselves with pride. And that test, I know a lot of people that have come in under the civil service exam, like you. Y'all had to study, you had to grind. I don't know how many times you had to go up there, and people that, it meant something. And I know others that got in without it. And like she said, they were grateful. But here's the key. If it ain't how you got in, it's what you do when you're in here, because people can still carry the standards. You can still hold the line, because at the end of the day, the public don't care how you got hired. They care how you show up. Ever notice that the older folks in the neighborhood, they'll stop and they'll say, hey, you look decent. I appreciate you. That's how a mailman's supposed to look. That's considered validation. That's them remembering the respect the job used to demand. And you can't buy that. You can't teach that. It's earned.
Yep.
But this is where it gets real. If the majority of the people that work here don't care anymore, if the majority of the people walk in with no pride and they treat this shit like DoorDash with a uniform, then the Postal Service is a brand that's losing its oomph. And when the brand loses its oomph, I don't even know if that's a real word, the paycheck, you correlate it to your damn paycheck. Your benefits, your respect, it's all ties together. So when I talk about, in that video about the OGs versus the new hires, I'm not saying old people versus young people. I'm talking about the mindset. You could be a new hire just like her and still have that OG pride. Or you could be somebody that's older that just gave up and let yourself go. It's not the year that you came in, it's the way that you carry yourself. And that's why when she wrote me that, it hit me, because she said she didn't take the test, but she still upholds the standard. And that's it right there, the whole conversation. Some people make excuses. Management, they don't care. The union don't care. Why the fuck should I care? I hear it all the time. But that's the wrong attitude. Because if you respect yourself, you do it because you got pride in your work. You do it because the uniform still means something. I could not, I hope they're not watching. I couldn't stand my damn department when I was driving trucks. But when I showed up to stations, they knew me. I came in there, I greeted them, I joked with them, I carried myself a certain way. And they respected me because I gave them the respect right back. They knew my name, I knew theirs. I knew carriers' names, clerks' names, supervisors, everybody. So what we have today, for those that just stopped in, is it's not old people against new young people. No, it's the people that respect the brand versus the new hires, and who really deserves a uniform. Is it about the era that you came in, or is it about how you carry yourself right now today? Because me personally, the way I see it, if you don't bring pride, and if you don't bring respect, and if you don't bring standards, then you honestly, in my opinion, which means nothing, I don't think they deserve it. And I'm gonna get into it tonight because I got my loudmouth cousin right there, cousin Chooch. Because the conversation ain't about close or test, it's about the culture that we're trying to change, and why the morale is down, and why turnover is up. And it's gonna piss some people off, but that's kind of what we do here. Straight talk, no sugarcoating. So you already know what time it is, and it looked like Country Kane about to come in here.
He's in the lobby.
Country in.
If I might touch on a comment in the chat, Joey Battaglia How you doing, brother? He said there is no strap stain on Chooch's shirt. I don't see that anymore. All of my shirts had them when mail was heavy. Well, I'll tell you what happened there, Joe. Roughly 20 years ago when I started, there were 3 full walking routes with no truck involved, just relay boxes. And the 2 of the 3 carriers were users of what's called the double satchel. The double satchel is where you basically have a bag on each of your hips, put together by a strap that used to be provided by the post office that kind of snapped together and was cushioned to go around your waist. Plus, you can add satchel straps onto your shoulders to say you were handling some big heavy mail on those walking routes back in the day. So I said, "Hey, you got any more of those?" And they said, "Yeah, I think we have some in the storage room, unless you want to stick with the shoulder strap." Now I don't have like the broadest shoulders in the world, so I said, "Yo, I'll try that double satchel out." And basically, that's why I don't have the strap stains on my shirt. So, in case you're wondering, there, Joey, that's the secret to my clean shirts is the double satchel, which I still use today. It doesn't come in handy as much as it did back in the day, but that's my daily use. So thank you. And 25 years, Johnny Marino, the greatest. 25-year, got his pin today. Congratulations. We love you, brother.
Johnny's a really, really humble gentleman. I ain't gonna say gentleman, but that's a brother that we all wish we had.
Yes, sir.
Johnny hit 25 years and still looks young. I don't know how he pulls it off. That's some crazy shit right there. Did we lose Kane again? Kane stepped into the room and disappeared again.
I don't know.
But I'm
There
gonna
he
say
is.
hello to a couple of people that
Hey,
just
what's up, family?
oh, we got Kane in the room.
There he
What's
is.
going on, baby? What's going on? Everybody, man.
I got Free Rain in the house. I got Yaya. I got Blind Owl. I can read. I have my extra screen. I got Humble Bro. Joshua. Hello. Good evening. Amanda. Good evening. Marcos. Good evening. Edius Coleman. Good evening. I'm losing it. It's moving too fast. Aaron. Aaron need a job. Ron.
Yeah. They're saying I'm using a merce. They're saying I'm using a man purse. I said, of course, because you got to be a man to use a man purse, and unfortunately, hasn't quite graduated to manhood yet.
God,
you'll get there one day, big guy.
Oh man, so
I'm with it.
We got Country Kane in the house.
What's going on, Postal
yourself,
family?
Sir?
Man, what is going on, Postal family? TTO driver here. with my rest of my family, Cooch and JayH. What's going on? What's going on, man?
I just need to know how you got that perfect blonde streak in that beard. That bitch is perfect.
Oh man, a lot of work, brother. A lot of work. I'm telling you, a lot of work, man. A lot of work.
I can mix the salt and pepper just about right on mine. Yeah.
Oh nah. Oh man. You got it. Go ahead and do it, Cooch. You got it. Go on and do it, man.
Call me Chooch. Call me Cooch over here.
Damn,
Chooch.
I've been saying that for I don't know how long, man.
I love you, brother. It's all good. A lot of people a lot of people leave that H out of there.
Free Reign said old heads didn't have scanners spying on them as if they are inmates plotting in the shower. So she said earlier that the scanners took away the person, the one-on-one with people. Do you believe that?
No, not 100%. It did not take away my personal time to speak with customers and act cordial and let them know that I'm out there for 15 years taking care of that mail, taking care of that route. This, if you're talking about getting into what carriers did before the scanner and the GPS existed, I'll be the first one to tell you there was no hijinks. And the GPS didn't come into play until long after I joined. And I just kind of cared too much about my livelihood to get into any stupidity like that. And plus, you never knew who might have been around the corner somewhere. But, I know I'm not saying that a lot of crazy shit didn't happen. I'm just saying this guy right here didn't pull any of that shit. And I can tell you that they will never take the humanity out of the job for me. I don't give a flying fuck with that scanner. I said, you're getting productivity. I'm doing a big ass route every day. And I'm keeping busy while I say hello, goodbye, have a nice day, wave to the kids, and that's that. Yeah, you can. What can't you hear there, Gerard? I'm sorry.
No. You see, I got this thing set up so when my voice comes on, they can hear me and see me.
I
But
see.
behind the scenes,
Yeah,
you know how it goes.
Yeah, you just
But let's talk about the old school versus the new school here. Free reign out there in LA. Now I kind of see what she's saying. Now I'm again, who the hell am I? Because I'm just a truck driver. But I can get it. Because if the scanner's saying you staying idle for so long, it does push the carriers to have to move faster. They don't have that one-on-one. Hey, Mrs. Parker, you already know what the business. Never mind. But yeah, they don't have the interaction. And because everything's about numbers now, yeah, I think it does take away some of it. I mean, I get what she's saying.
You got to keep moving, obviously. I said, but you know, the two 10-minute breaks. You take your 2025 device, you know, that has all this fancy tech on it, and you just say, "Hey, Siri," or whatever the hell you Android users use to talk to your phones, and you say, "Set a timer for 9 minutes and 30 seconds," and you take your break. Then you do it again later in the day, and you keep moving and moving the mail. Don't work the clock, work the mail, but do not let the humanity remove yourself because you're rushing to meet ridiculous standards that management's pushing you to. And you nice people, I was going to say a different word, but are letting it all happen too much. You hear a projection, you let it get in your head, and you just keep running and running and running. And I'm tired of it, and I see it, and I don't give a flying fuck about biting my lip anymore about it because it's just getting old. Too many people got a lot, saying like, oh, I worry about this, I worry about that. You worry about the mail, you worry about the customer, not what management's in your ear doing. It's so fucking old and ridiculously abrasive at this point. And trust me, I got myself under control. You may see me a little loose on here, but I am very, very controlled when I'm in my environment of doing that route and going into that building and doing this job every day.
Why
I
you
don't
always trying to sound like the perfect carrier, man?
No, I don't want to. There's no such thing as a perfect carrier. There's no such thing as a perfect carrier. I said there's a carrier who knows the difference between going in every day and dedicating yourself to the craft and to the people you serve, not to management's bow down to my bare feet and do what I tell you every day. Fuck that.
Mm.
You hear
Well,
me?
what you think? Well, let's talk about the old school for a second.
That's me. Is that me?
Well, I mean, Kane, I hear you almost my age. You know, I got you about 15 years, but
yeah.
What in your opinion?
Talk
I
to me.
mean, I'm an old school truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of the truck drivers that even in my comments, hey, how much am I gonna make? How much, and I'm like, well, just look at the pay chart. Oh, well, I need to make X amount of dollars. I said, well, you gotta earn it, you know.
Yeah.
Their mindset is like, oh, well, I could go over the road. I'm saying, well, go over the road then. If you wouldn't be looking for a job if it was that easy. I've been there, done that. The mindset, me personally, I think that people come in here with different expectations,
That's true.
not realizing there's a bigger picture to this. I was doing some training with a guy that was here for 30 some odd years, and I was training him on those duck trucks, right? And he said today that he's as much shit as he doesn't like with the Postal Service. Every time he goes home and start bitching and complaining, he stops while he's sitting in his garage and then looks at his house. And then he turns and he looks at his garage and notices all the cars and his motorcycles. Then he goes in his backyard and appreciates the pool. And then realized as much shit as he doesn't like about this place provided all of that for his family.
Yeah.
Paid for the kids' colleges. You know what I mean? So I can't relate to the new generation where they want the here and now, the instant gratification, my opinion. But I get it. Are you running into that same scenario or have you seen that same scenario?
No, you know what? We work for the post office. We're gonna always complain. Okay, we're gonna complain every damn day in this damn place. The crazy part about it is old school, new school. My dad was a truck driver for 35 years. I was always wondering, like, as a kid, you wonder, like, man, why my dad so mad all the damn time? He come in and what, what's going on? We from the South, man. So we got the country thing going on, man. What you want? What's going on? Like, hey, mom, why daddy mad for? What's wrong with him? What? Talk to me. What's wrong? Honey, talk to him. Find out what's going on. I said, Dad, what's going on? Why you mad? I was about maybe 13. And so I asked him, I said, Dad, what's wrong? Hey, boy, let me tell you something. Don't ever go to the post office. Don't come to the post office, boy. You don't want to deal with the damn supervisor. And then I'm like, he was civil service. So civil service is a totally different thing.
Oh yes.
So their time back then was they made a little bit more money, but they didn't get as much taken out back then. So I'm like, why my dad fussing? I said, but Dad, what's going on? No, you know what, the supervisor, and you know what he'll do? He got so tired with their ass, he act like he hurt. And not go in sometimes. And now it's even worse now. Now we talking about a new school now. Now I see why he complaining for. I mean, we all know somebody that work for the post office. We're like, oh man, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. I got in here, I'm like, oh shit, what the hell did I fucking sign up for? And I mean, this is us though. This is all of us. And I'd be like, man, back then they weren't tracking as much back then. He would come, he'll stop by the house when he on lunch, had a lot of time. Back then they had a lot of time. They weren't tracking people like they're doing that. So, but it's just the fact of the job is so, you know what, man, the job is easy as hell. Truck driver job, easy, it's easy. It's easy. But for right now, in this day and age, to not make as much money as we making, you know what I'm saying? I say this all the time. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. To deal with they bullshit every day. Man, fuck you, man. I ain't gotta come deal with this shit every day.
Beautifully stated. Beautifully stated.
Because I just believe the times now, the turnover rate is so high. People get tired, expecting something. As soon as they see how the supervisor, it all starts with management. I just hate to say that. It starts with management, man, and up at the top. But
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Go ahead.
I want y'all to address this. So Getaway says we want to survive now. That's kind of piggybacking what you said. Survive, not instant gratification. We need a livable wage, and CCA and the lower steps don't get it done. And then Free Reign says instant gratification is literally what the supervisors demand. They expect you to hit the fence and pivot simultaneously. So man, I mean, this is why I leave the chat open. I like to hear what these people got to say. What do you think about that?
I want to say this here too, either. If you haven't walked in my shoes, you don't know what I'm dealing with. So if people come in to be a supervisor and don't know, ain't never did the job, how can you tell me how to do a job you ain't never did it?
This is our biggest plague in the carrier craft, Kane. This is our biggest plague. They never carried mail. And somehow, some way, they are going to, tell you how to carry mail or tell you how much time it's going to take to carry mail. It's going, and a computer. It's sad. It's sad to watch. And, again, people might look at me and say, you can't be saying stuff like that. And I said, well, I am, because I've been doing it a long time, but I don't sit there and say, hey, pat me on the back. I've been doing this 20 years. I don't need gratification is the fact that I come home every day to my family. I keep the ball moving. I stay in my lane. I try and help people. I shit you not. I give my phone number to anybody and anybody right off the bat, introduce myself, shake a hand, say, please come to me if you have something. And it's it's kind of frustrating to say that, like, people don't seem to want to come to me. And I feel like sometimes it's like, management might like quietly point my direction and say, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. I'm like, no, I promise you, talk to me. Talk to me. Because you know what? I'm a good person. And I ain't great, but I know I'm better than that. That's what I say till the fucking day I die. I know I ain't great, but I know I'm better than that. And by that, I mean the management people who just dig and are looking for that bonus and, could give two shits about, a little bit of empathy, a little bit of decency, and not trying to hit quotas. I understand the bottom line is hitting your
Right
quota
there.
in this world, but at the same time, human fucking beings. Human beings.
Oh shit, we ain't human beings. We ain't no but robots to this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Dude, we
I hear you.
shit. You know,
So
but
y'all believe that because obviously the conversation is about old school versus new school.
I'll elaborate on that.
Do you believe that we ain't too far off from each other? I specifically think the work ethic is a little bit different
yeah,
because let's keep it 100.
Mm.
Carriers, and I seen it. Now, I ain't gonna sugarcoat no shit. I done seen it. Oldest carriers, yo, you look back in 2010, carriers was doing what the fuck they wanted to do. They would go and stop by the IHOP, sit down and have a full-fledged breakfast,
Yeah.
and they
Not
would
good.
help each other though, right? They would phone
Yeah.
a friend, do
Mhm.
shit together. Truck drivers did that shit too.
yeah.
They would come in and collaborate, get all the work done, and then go hang out and finish their route out.
Now,
Because
somebody,
just like Free Rain said,
Yeah.
they weren't monitored with that damn scanner.
yeah.
No.
Pointing at
So-
screens like I could see all this shit going on.
So a 27-year carrier made a comment on your video yesterday saying, and I responded back. He said that, carriers back in the day, while they were, lollygagging and doing things, but they did have a camaraderie and they did help each other. And rarely did they have to have a hand. They didn't have to give a handoff to somebody. And I said, well, I can see the justification in part of that to say that that's good about camaraderie and that's good about the idea of not having to give handoffs, but it's also almost saying like, well, it was okay for them to go to the IHOP and while the route clock was running and Xerox copy MSPs and all that stuff. I mean, this is stuff that I did not witness, and I've been here 19 years. In my station, I did not know of anybody doing anything or neglectful to the duties, and to say if it did happen, which I truly believe that it cut off very quickly. And so if Jay's referencing back to the point where before the GPS kicked in and we are now, completely under the realm of the geofence and the GPS and tracking and all that. And I say, good for you. Watch me all you want. Follow me all you want. All you're going to see is hard work at minus the 1 hour I am allotted for lunch, breaks, and comfort stops. Other than that, I said, come on out, check on me all you want to. I said, I like to go to work and then I like to come home. I said, I like to be productive. And, it's as simple as it is. And you talk about stressful times and everything like that. I'm at my lowest point of stress I've ever been in my 19 years at this place. And I'm not correlating that just to monetary gain and the fact that, yeah, I'm table one and I'm at step P and all that. I said, I got customers that are very good to me. I said, thank God for them. God bless them. I manage my dough the best I can to my ability. I got a great wife that, works a couple days a week while we raise our kids. And we're trying to do everything we can, but we don't live, we don't go and take lavish trips. We do what we can when we can. I just see a breed of certain people like that don't seem to have a grip on like proper money management. And I understand that there's not as much to go around, but everything's an adjustment. When I started, again, it was a whole different thing for me to know which way was up, but they ran me ragged and they kicked my butt and I worked tons of mandated overtime, whether I wanted it or not. But in the end, I'm at a point now where I'm very, very calm, cool, and collected, going to work, doing my route, and it feels good for the first time in a long time. And I know I'm like the oddball in this situation, right? I mean, nobody seems to have a story that relates to me saying, "Hey, life ain't so bad right now." But I will say, the SNDCs are being created little by little, and God willing, I don't have to go near one anytime soon. But word is quietly out that could happen, and that's going to fuck up my wonderful story, unfortunately, because those places suck and they're being run poorly and they have people just dedicated to discipline all day, And you know, you got you management people, you know who you are, and you just like, you know, I just don't understand how you want to drive this machine into the ground and people
Mhm.
instead of just saying, hey, you know, respect the line that we can respect back. But you know, it's just all fucking day. Go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead, Kane, spit, please. Just sorry for hogging the mic.
Oh no, man, you good. I'm, you know, I agree with you, man. I'm proud that you stress free. Shit, I hope I can get to that. I hope me and
Feeling
my
good?
can get to that point.
You look. Hey, it's good to see you. It's been a minute since we've seen you, and you know I seen you in the chat a couple times. But I'm just
Yeah,
glad to see you. I hope,
yeah,
like I said, the finish line is somewhere in sight. I said I still got plenty more time left, but
yeah.
I'm going to do everything I need to do, and God willing, I'll get one of them duck trucks eventually, and see what an air conditioned truck feels like after 2 decades. You know,
Man,
maybe it
woo,
happens, maybe not. But I'm still in that old rickety fucking rust box. Hoping to get to one of them new ones eventually.
yeah. Hmm.
So, yeah, nice. Let me turn my eyes to the comments here. Let's see who's got what to say. Will, there's Will Early. 40 years ago, carriers would bust out the route, then have a few beers at the VFW, then go back and clock out. He's right. He's right. There was all kinds of drinking, and they did a story here in my native city here where three carriers, probably within the last 15, 20 years, went to like an Irish pub, and they were all in full uniform. They all had their scanners. They had Xerox copies of the MSP so they could sit there, and they were banging down beers and shots. And then they went out to the truck, and the reporter was right there to catch them and red-handed, and they got removed. They all got removed because
Damn.
I'm like, you got to be dumb as fuck.
Oh, it's a lot of dumb. It's a lot of dumb going around, man.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I
So
just
I'm gonna jump back in for a
yes,
second.
sir.
Here I am, in case you guys miss me.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we
Um,
really missed you.
just so people don't forget I'm in here. Listen, couple things what you guys were talking about. We have somebody that just got walked out of the station around me. He was a newer carrier, disappeared for he was the type of carrier that showed up 2 days out the week.
Mm.
2 days out the week, and that was his thing. But he was always posting because this is a new thing for the new carriers or new people. Like I'm gonna say carriers, new people in general, posting that he's out in Dubai, he's here, he's there. Come to find out, he got walked out because he had been with the checks, the dealing with the checks. Now
Oh,
he threw away a whole fucking career because of that instant gratification.
yep.
What a fucking idiot. Now, before I continue, the
That's right.
ducks. For those that are watching, I'm training people on duck trucks right now. Just so everybody's aware, I say this 300 times. The duck trucks, if they do come to your area, they are route specific. And
Yep.
let me be clear about this. They are route specific. So if it's not for your route 34, you will not be driving that. What we experienced recently is some lady sat there and tried to file paperwork stating that she has issues with skin cancer and can't be out in the heat so much, and she needs to be in a vehicle that has air condition just so that she can be in the duck truck.
Bullshit.
Well, yeah,
Excuse
I
me.
mean, it's the type of shit
No.
that they're talking about. They're trying to get into them. So she wants to be the first one, and she has a lot of seniority. So here's the
Oh.
thing. If
Yep.
you have seniority, you got one of them cake routes, and the duck truck comes there, the seniority has nothing to do with the duck truck. It is route specific. So if it goes to the shittiest route, and the guy that just converted to PTF happens to be on that route, he's the one getting trained. They are not training everybody on the duck trucks. It is the main person, and what do they call them? T6s?
Yes.
That's the one that they're training, just so everybody's aware. And that's not from your local area, that's from headquarters.
Yep.
So that's how they're issuing those people with those duck trucks.
Brooklyn Dre is laughing because he's like, duck truck, damn, that's the name. And I'm like, well, NGD.
No, they're the
That is a funny ass
NGDVs.
name.
But we can't help it because it looks fucking ridiculous when you
It
look
looks
at
like a
it.
platypus.
It's like a
It do.
platypus. It's a Pixar platypus. Yeah.
And you saw firsthand, Chooch, all the shit that I was dealing with. There's
Yeah.
a lot of things. They're gonna have some issues. The
Yes.
passenger side mirrors.
Tell
Oh,
them what
man.
you saw because that was interesting.
Well, that truck is electric, right?
No.
No, they have electric ones and they have gas.
Okay.
They're
I
primarily,
want to post the stuff so bad, but
nah,
I'm not gonna be the guy talking about this guy talking shit about filming on the
you
clock.
just keep
But I
posting
film it.
TikTokers. just keep posting TikTokers. That's the
No,
key.
man, the key,
Wow.
the key's gonna get lost inside
man.
the truck.
Is there an insert for the key right by the push button start?
No, there's no insert. It just goes in the vehicle and you just
Right,
drop it in there.
not
It's
like
just a
like
push
a little
button.
cubby to stick it in, but you're supposed to keep your key on your person more or
Right.
less.
So
Yeah.
the cup holder in the vehicle actually keeps the key charged. It's a
Ah.
lot of shit going on in there. The screen went out on the ones.
Oh
Remember the ones that I was
you
showing you?
couldn't you couldn't reverse. You didn't get the reverse camera.
Yeah. So
the little
I
crevice
had
where
to
the key fell
unplug it.
into.
Man, it's just a lot of shit going on there.
That's
But that's
great.
some
Wow,
behind the
man.
scenes stuff.
Yeah, we got to work out the
Anybody that
kinks.
knows me behind the scenes and want to see one of the videos, I took a lot of informational videos. It's a Ford. They said it was a Ford Focus.
The front
Oh, it's
is
a
like
Ford.
because it's less wide in the front than the LLV, believe it or not. But then it turns into this mammoth fucking thing. Once you go backwards, it just turns into this monster. And 9 feet 2 inches, right? 9 feet 2, 9'2".
296. I don't know. I got the
Okay.
information video.
18 plus feet long, 9 feet 2 high, and we can all stand straight up, which is nice. But it's Ford Focus. Like when the dude was looking up at the front, it's like, is that a Ford Focus? he sounded like
The bumper in the front, believe it or not, is smaller than the bumper on the LLV. I measured it. So it's 52 inches the front of the bumper.
Compared to 70
And on the LLV, it's like 70, like 20 more inches bigger, 75 or something like that. So it actually turns. I took it, and we have them on a course.
It's a beak.
It can do the course, the same course that the LLV can do. That big thing does the same exact course.
Getaway K, it's not bigger than a 2-ton. It's close, but it's not bigger than a 2-ton. He's saying, I heard the new one is bigger than a 2-ton.
Wow. No, I got the pictures of it. It is 9.2. The 2-ton is 9.6.
9.6 and 9.9. Yeah. I squeeze just under a 10-foot tunnel on most days. Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the damn picture. If I show the pictures, it's not gonna show because of the fake background.
Damn platypus truck. Damn.
Kane, you have WhatsApp, right?
Yeah.
I'll send you. See, it's not even gonna show.
Jose.
Oh yeah, there it actually shows. So let me see. The camera. See, the second I get into the camera screen, it disappears.
We get and back a little bit. You can
it ain't gonna work.
But I mean, it's cool to see that they're actually happening, that they're actually in carriers' hands at this point. I know they're up my way, and they needed them bad because after there was that major fire that happened in the station, they all got moved far, far away from their station, and they were driving LLVs on a freeway at 60 and 70 miles an hour, clenching their assholes, trying to get from A to B. So now, as far as I know, the duck trucks are coming in, and those guys probably are shaking a lot less going to and from their routes for 10 15-minute drives to and from their stops, the first stop. Damn SMBs.
I don't know why this Etias Coleman guy keeps asking me about Boca in West Palm. I have no idea why he would think that I would know anything about that.
Yeah, that place sucks anyway.
Yeah.
It fucking rains all the time.
There is one going to Central, and a majority are going to Boca. So we got I don't know, it was like 50 or 60 that just came in.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They crunched them up already too. They're pretty bad. But that's not what we were talking about. We were talking about some other stuff here.
Let's stay on point.
Where'd Kane go?
It was fun to talk duck trucks. He's frozen. Is he frozen? He's kind of frozen right now.
Okay. So now we got to get back to talking trash about the new carriers.
Oh, please, by all means.
Not new carriers, new workers.
Oh, we'll talk about the electric chargers being installed backwards too. Don't worry, we'll get to that. They installed them. Yeah. Oh man, there's a whole other story.
That one said, "Is the duck truck speed limited?" I took that bitch on the highway. I did 150 miles on it in one day. I did. Yeah. That thing goes. It's got a little turbo engine in it.
I thought he meant 150 miles an hour. Yeah.
No. I went 150 round trip.
You drove a distance. Yep.
Yeah, it goes. There's no question.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
getting on the highway, it is you
Aaron
can't see.
Aaron
You
turned
can't
one
see.
down. Aaron was offered one and he turned it down to stay in the LOV. God bless you, brother. I would have taken it.
Is the duck truck camera turned on you? No.
No.
There's no camera on the inside.
No. 360 camera, right? And all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All that if it works. Yours if
Yeah,
it
if it
works.
works. So
Yours
that's
if
the
it
big
works.
thing. If the camera doesn't work on the inside of them, they're not gonna be able to use it. So mine died in the truck, so they had to swap them out. They gave me a brand new truck because of that.
Probably
And we only had it for 3 days.
probably got a Samsung Android deal discount or
Shut
something.
your face with the Samsung, bro. You're a bloody player, Aita.
here's where everybody jumps on my ass. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, chat. Come at me.
Oh man.
All right, let's talk new school, old school. Let's talk TikTok. Present me with a question.
If for anybody in the chat, if they came in, because we got a smorgasbord of people here, if they came in under the older test, not that assessment trash that some YouTuber helped everybody get in, do they feel like it made them take the job more serious? So there are a few people that have been here, 10, 15 years. Do you think that you respect the job more because of that? And y'all take your time answering it. And what do you think? Do you respect the job? Because I know you had to take it. I remember you had to use a typewriter because they didn't have computers back in your day.
I had to use an abacus to do the math. Yeah. Now you know what? I remember it very well, and to say like it was still like feeling like a school test to me, and like I did the memory. Memory is my specialty. Thank God I got this is where I can always remember things is this place in between. I can't, you ask me my mother's birthday, I might take a few seconds to remember it, but you ask me 5,000 addresses in the town I work in, I'll reference them right off the back of my head, like nothing. So that test was yes, I just think it should have never been taken away, and it should be required to be a mail carrier. I do believe that they should bring back the battery exam, 100%. I know Aaron would fail.
Ron, 37-year career. Ron, when you came in, they clearly barely had you were writing with quilt. get it quilt. Was that a wrong? Okay, just me. Just me. How long did it take for you just to get your appointment to take that test? Because people don't realize you had to make an appointment to get to take the civil service exam. A lot of people didn't have to do that.
Will is saying the old test just weeded out true morons. Everyone passed. Nah, I said, passed by, low 70s. And then, if you had to wait a long time to get called in, or if you had some veteran points, maybe. But I got an 88, and it took them a year. It took a year and a half for them to contact me about getting my job. A year and a half after I scored an 88 and just waited and waited. And I didn't think I was going to get the call. So, I didn't know if I needed a 98 or something, but I mean, I've heard people say they've gotten low 90s, high 80s. I think some people bullshit about their score personally, but like people would like, hey, I got a 92 on the postal exam. Like, wow, give you a fucking medal. But yeah, no, he said it's interesting to hear people, say like, I remember taking it, but you don't need
Brooklyn
it now.
Dre said he had to go to the official test place. Do you think that the new hires know what the old standards were? And do you think that the standards that they have today even come close to what they had back then? I mean, y'all are more monitored now, but we're talking about standards, work ethic. It's different, man. I see people come. Oh, it drives me fucking crazy. And I could talk about it because these people don't know me. But I see people coming in to get their fingerprints. I seen these women come in to get fingerprints, bro. They came in the fluffy slippers, bro.
And the fluffy slippers
from the house.
And the plaid pajama pants.
What are they doing, man? The fluffy slippers walking into a government facility. Bro. Yo, there's no pride.
Class. Exude a little class. I say this all the time. Got to class it up a little bit.
Man, look,
Glancing up a lot.
they not, man, people don't, man, look.
Go ahead, King.
What the parents said? What the mom and daddy at? Did they teach them any etiquette, man? When you going to
good
even
word.
for an interview somewhere, it's the parents' fault, brother.
Yes,
The
sir.
parents' fault.
Yep.
Come
etiquette.
on, man.
Yep. Very good. Yep. I fully
Parents'
agree.
fault. That's another subject for another time, because we probably get on top of that. That's another subject. But I'm just saying, man, it just, man, we cooked.
Mm.
I'm just being honest, because
Mm.
people don't honor jobs no more, man.
Yeah.
They don't honor jobs no more. And especially for you're a government employee, you know people gonna look and people gonna talk. You're gonna be the talk of the town walking up in there. So it's like those times is gone, man. People don't care about that no more. People come in with a suit on, tie on. Shoot, man. Them days gone, bro.
Yeah, these vintage 128. This is what happens when it takes 13 years to get the top pay. I agree. Yeah, 13 years. It's a long damn time to get to that top step. I mean, here I am at, I'm hitting my 20th year this year. So I've been at the top step for 7 years, and it feels like, yeah, maybe I should have, we should all, and then, I make the UPS comparison, but then somebody comes back and says, but the UPS guy might have to work in the warehouse for years before he gets to be a driver. But, in some cases, people get to be a driver quick, and then 4 years to get to top salary. By the end of their contract, they're going to be at $97,000. Their health care is covered in their package. We pay, like yours truly, $240 a paycheck for self and family insurance, plus another 50 for dental, self and family. And it's like right there, do the math. And it's crazy. It's crazy that we can't figure out, or at least the union and the Renfro and these knuckleheads that are putting out these Instagrams now, like trying to say somehow, some way that it's 2025, and I've seen the trash workers that went on strike and they got a nice chunk of change for their raise. I've seen the city workers, all these different things, and it just keeps coming back to the most tried and true job that this country has had before it was even a country. This thing was established. Country Kane was established.
Hey, yeah.
And here we are, like, still saying, like, can we get paid, like, a livable wage for our people coming in here as a career job? And can we get the people to, change their ways in how they think and approach a career position by, giving a livable wage? Will people change, or will they stay on TikTok doing dumb shit? I don't know. You tell me.
Well, let me ask y'all this one question. This been burning my brain for a long time, man. Ever since the vote came out. So not want to get off the subject. I know we got a main topic we're talking about and everything, but this the thing I gotta know. When the votes came in, they said when the votes came in the House, right? We had a certain amount of time to get the votes back in, right?
Yep.
The thing that I'm upset about, it seemed like the votes went out. Like how much time? Well, I got that vote. I think I had like maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks to get it in. And I know damn well. Now I could be wrong, but this is how I feel. I feel like, of course, we got snuff. We got snuff, no doubt about it. But my thing is, when they got them votes, and I know damn well. Let's what's the count? Maybe let me see. What we
It was about
for
20,
our union. Well, I mean, for our local.
20,
What we? How
20,
many people? Like
28,
200,000. 200,000
Yeah, we're
people.
close. We're close to 190.
Okay.
And I think we barely got 30,000 people to vote.
30,000. Okay. Okay.
Barely.
Now check this out. Now listen to this. Now this is the thing to get me. Now you said 30 people that got that vote in. And now I know we ain't crazy. I know I'm not crazy. Now, is it me or they just said, fuck it, we just gonna take what we got in here, make up some shit, and just instead of waiting for all the votes to come in, they didn't even fucking wait. Instead of waiting for all the votes to come in to get a good contract, they didn't give a fuck. They just went on and took the shit and made up some shit, some fake ass, phony ass shit that they just gave us. Because I know damn well, I know everybody sent all that shit in.
And the LC did the same thing.
I know they did.
NALC did the same thing. We got more votes turned in, but the leadership did the same thing. Sold you this dream of like amazing raise and historical, and it's just like, you fucking scumbag.
See, that's the thing.
But what he's saying
yeah.
right there, it's a double-edged sword.
Okay.
Because the carriers united. That's the one thing that carriers can hate a motherfucker, but they came united.
Oh yeah,
when it came down to that voting.
An emphatic no.
What I'm noticing, what Chooch notices behind the scenes, he sees these comments, it drives me bananas. There are people that have no idea who their union is.
Yep.
There are clerks saying, hey, but what about when are we going to get to vote? What do you mean? What you mean? How long you work here? 7 years. So you pay your union dues and you have no idea? Well, it is what it is. And a lot of them are the newer generation. And that's not even being funny, but a lot of them don't give two fucks until it comes down to something that hits their pocket.
It is what it is a management line. It is what it is the complacency of management to say that no matter how shitty your situation is as a craft employee, it is what it is, and I'm like, I am so tired of hearing that shit. I'm so tired of hearing that shit. And, the union is smart enough to not say it is what it is. They're trying to sell you on the idea that they did something good. And, again, we got eyes, we got ears. You listen to JayH, you listen to, Mailman Nick talk about his situation. You listen to me if you have, if you have the patience and time. But, I let Jay kind of lead the way, and I like joining him on here because, it's amazing to me that people could, not be aware of the most simplistic things in people when you're coming into a career, not a. And again, if you're phoning it in and you treat this thing like a hobby, that's your sin. That sin is on you. All right. But if you realize that this is a career and it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You got to know your people. You got to know your rule book, and you got to know that what they're selling on the opposite side is a pile of shit. And you have to be, you have to be diligent. You have to be mature, and you have to remember, you want to be the good guy in the equation, no matter how much you feel like, the shit's coming down on you. Carriers, and I speak for carriers more than I speak for, that I can speak for anybody. But at the same time, craft employees, everybody up in here, it's like we got to be the good guys in the equation, no matter how much, like, trials and tribulations that there are. I said I will always be victorious in the end. Whether
I want to chime in. This is something that the NALC and I spoke about this, the new employee retention and mentoring program. I actually somebody sent me a picture of the front of it, which you can't see clearly. And this is what it says. Its target audience, its purpose, United States Postal Service and the National Association of Letter Carriers have agreed to a new initiative that's designed to improve the experience and retention of new employees, stabilize the workforce, and improve service. The key word is service, something that I spoke about plenty of times as well. The target audience is city letter carriers, customer service supervisors, managers, and postmasters. So there's a whole bunch of stuff they're talking about, but the one thing that stuck out to me was it said creating and posting weekly defined work schedules for CCAs and part-time PTFs, limiting work hours and work locations for new city letter carriers, and allow them to become accustomed to the duties of a city letter carrier. So between the first and 8 weeks, they are now restricted to working only in their employing office. Weeks 1 through 4 limit to 8 hours per day and 40 hours per week. Think about that. When CCAs came in, they dogged them. Weeks 5 through 8 limit to 10 hours per day and 56 hours per week. Weeks 9 through 11 limited to 11.5 hours per day and 60 hours per week. Week 12 and beyond limited to 11.5 hours per day. a guarantee that all CCAs and PTFs will receive at least one NS day each service week, except during the penalty overtime exclusion period. There's a bunch of stuff going on here. But that's supposed to help people. So there's people in here that started possibly within the last 4 or 5 years. I remember 4 or 5 years ago that there was people just complaining they didn't have any time for anything. Think about that. They never had time to do nothing. They were bogged down to the point where people was saying, "Man, I can't even feel my feet." They said they were hurting in places they didn't know they had places. They didn't know when they had the day off. People were working 20 some odd days straight. But this, I think, is a good thing. But what do you think?
I'm neither here nor there on this particular thing until I see what produce.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Free Rain, straight out from LA. I
Yes.
appreciate you.
That was nice.
That's a blessing. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be able to buy 1 gallon of gas. Not in LA, because they pay more than us. No, I'm not in LA. They paying like $12 a gallon. Thank you, dear. Appreciate you.
Real fact on that too.
Shout out the mailman Nick, who's in the house.
Man, Nick.
So that particular program and that particular timeline, to say that I believe that can help retain employees, but I go on the predicate always of you hire PTF and you get the CCA position terminated, abolished, removed, thrown the fuck out, and get people to start their career clocks immediately as a PTF. Which I believe now the starting rate with the elimination of step A and double A, and gets you about 24 an hour compared to CCA getting 20 and change an hour. I believe that will entice people a little bit more. But when you count 8 weeks, go by, and then all of a sudden, boom, now it's cut off, and now you're going to realize, oh, now you're going to be in on Sundays, and now you're going to see. I can't be on board with that plan, to say like it's kind of coddling, but at the same time, it's like throwing an idea against the wall and seeing what sticks at this point. Like they're trying, and again, when management comes up with an idea, they don't usually take their cues from us. They usually, do what they think, and like when you're talking about someone who's never carried, that's making those decisions, it's only going to get to be more of a clusterfuck. So I want to believe that this idea might work. I'm going to watch it unfold because I get to watch it unfold because I'm boots on the ground and I can see and hear and talk nations and carriers all over the country, which is a nice thing created by JayH nonetheless. And I know that a lot of guys that I talked to were CCA hired, and I just cringe at the idea of 2 years of work that didn't count towards your full-time career. It just like amazes me that, like, I mean, Kane, I said like that is something in the carrier world that, just needs to go away. And it's repulsive, the idea that, you come into this job and you're getting your ass whooped, from the get. And believe me, I got my ass whooped for 15 good years, whether I wanted those hours or not. It was just a staffing thing. And I don't know if it was just played out by nature / COVID / area, / management, changing faces, rotating people in and out the door. But, the one thing that stays the course is a carrier, that stays in a station and makes it to the end, God willing, without too much mental or physical damage. I got a little ways to go, but I mean, like I said, I'm feeling good, better than I ever have, because we've, kind of did a 180 from the low staffing, from not hiring PTF. And, we went back to that. We hire PTF and it works. It works. But, to say you're going to dangle the carrot of like, oh, you're going to have the weekends off at first. You're going to have you're only going to work this many hours. And then suddenly finger snaps. And now welcome to Sundays, MF, or welcome to, you're going to go.
Lies. Shit. Damn it.
Oh, I needed that segue. That's beautiful.
Shit.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Hey, on our end, hey, I thought that too coming in here. Oh man, I'm gonna get Saturday, Sunday off.
Oh man.
And shit, I ain't know how the inner workings work, man.
All
I'm
I
looking,
had to
hey Jay, you gotta understand this one. Then I'm looking at the vibe, I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. Saturday, Sunday. Wait a minute, that ain't off day? I said, oh hell no, man. I know you lying. I couldn't believe it, man. But I know that shit is crazy. Mm,
all I
that's
had to
crazy.
give her was my pipe dream of how I rocked the mic. I'm thinking,
See?
trying to make
See?
$1 out of 15 cents.
Shit. Shit.
That's Tupac, in case you youngsters don't know. The greatest.
Damn.
Yep.
So you said they don't get credit for 2 years, man? 2 years
Two.
is just null and
This
void?
the CCA, the City Carrier Assistant, created circa 2012, 2013, maybe a little previous to that, along with the Table 2 pay system, which started in 2013, which, completely flipped the job on its head and started the demise of the hiring process, drug testing, and yeah, just generally looking at this as, hey, this is a good thing to get into, and it's going to take you to the finish line of a retirement plan, of benefits, and
That's crazy.
unfortunately, when they union agreed to it. So as we are praying for a new union,
Mm,
we are truly praying for someone good. And those guys that are out there speaking right now, we're trying to buy into what you're saying. We really are.
mm,
And, you got to keep talking. And I also believe you got to address a lot of this bullshit that happens on these screens right here during the work day. This TikToking and this nonsense that doesn't seem to be maybe being addressed as much as it needs to be. See, JH here was nice enough to do a lot of his JH awareness program of
mm.
dancing for
I didn't
money.
Hey,
dance for
man.
money. I
Hey, we
I
should
didn't
have
dance for
laughed when
money.
talking
Just
about
letting
that
y'all know
shit.
that I
That
wasn't
shit was.
dancing for money.
Yeah. But thankfully, we have a wonderful circuit of brothers in the carrier craft, and you know who I'm talking about. I'll use your phony names like yeah, Jay Z and yeah, nigga, Nikkei and Blue. Yeah, okay, you guys all contribute, and
Does Chooch ever stop?
uh,
Chooch ever
fuck them.
stop chooching?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop chooching in 2 minutes. I just, I'm saying, I appreciate that everybody is able to kind of feed into contributing to getting awareness out. But I'm telling those union guys, get on the horn and say something about what happens on the clock when you're working. Knock that shit off. Thank you. All yours. Only because I care so much do I babble.
Um. So here's the thing. I know for a fact there's a lot of people that are first. Let me thank Patty. Thank you, Patty, for that. Something else, as an Italian, I read the word Pizza, pizza. I'm thinking that it's supposed to be spelled Pete, pizza, Zah. That's, I think, how pizza is supposed to be spelled. My opinion, because pizza and pizza are two different things. But what does that got to
Aaron,
do with the price of tea in China?
Aaron, you're a top tier moron. Thank you.
There's a lot of love there. I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'm going to try to see if I can get a carrier to call in, a younger carrier to call in, to see. I'm going to try.
Let's go.
I got a mid age, and he's in the chat, but I guess he's watching on his phone.
Oh, there's Elijah. More pineapple jokes. What's up, Elijah?
Any of you talking heads
Oh
ever
yeah. Oh yeah.
file an EEO?
I saw that. Yeah, T Rex. I don't know if that's kind of taking a shot, calling us talking heads. Um,
That's what we are. We're heads that are talking.
as
Yeah.
they're talking, but he might mean that in an insulting way. I don't know.
I'm not. I don't take nothing to pay. All I hear is talking. I don't
I don't
sweat
sweat
that.
that. You don't trust in me. You know
Ever
what?
file an EEO? Have
No
you?
no reason to file an EEO. I just take care of business without having to file EEOs.
How
EEOs
about you?
don't go very.
What about the other guy?
Okay. King.
You.
King. EEO.
You ever file a EEO?
Never. But close to whooping somebody's ass, but no, I ain't never do no EO. No,
Let
nope.
me ask you something,
But
man. If
I
you
do.
had,
But no, I ain't never done. I ain't never did it. I don't think my dad ever did that either. Nope.
if you had a chance to mentor some new people, like just in general, you had to be a mentor for 1 month for new people, not young, but new people. What do you think would be your first 3 things
Shit.
that
Oh shit.
you would address to the new people that are coming in?
Man, you know you asked me that damn question. You serious? You asked me that damn question?
Yeah.
Ooh, Charlie, you shouldn't even ask me that question. Man, look. First thing, supervisor. That's the first. Look, man. That's the first thing you gonna come in and deal with as a damn supervisor, man. That's the first thing. But supervisors ain't bad. Let me rephrase it. All supervisors ain't bad. That's one. All supervisors not bad. The confused, mental problem, gets a little bit. Do some of that common sense? Yeah, maybe 0.1% got some sense. But the first thing, supervisor. Second thing, I would really tell somebody, uh, don't be late. Time is everything, and don't be late. Time is everything, and you know, don't. Third is don't run your mouth to people. Don't tell nobody shit. That's third. Them the 3 things. Them the top 3 things. Don't run your mouth. Don't say nothing to nobody. Be cordial. Be cool, and don't run your mouth and tell nobody nothing. That's the last but not least.
Boom.
Of course, we can go 5, but I ain't going 5. You said 3. I'm gonna do 3. And you know what the crazy part about? I don't mind me playing football for a long time. I love to mentor kids. I mentor kids and coach little the peewees and all that, and even older kids. I don't mind leading. I don't mind leading. I think I want to interject and say something with that. I don't mind leading, man. I don't mind with the great attitude to show, hey man, I'm here for us because I've been there. You know what I mean? I just believe that we just got the wrong people in management, and I can't help but talk about this shit because everything goes back to that. Because the job would be a better place if it's just they pick the right people to be supervisors. And the one thing I wish they would do is take an evaluation. 5 week, a month evaluation on supervisors, whoever's new, and evaluate these supervisors before they get the full ram, the full clip. If y'all understand what I'm saying, just to see if they're able to do that. You know what I mean? But I think that's so important, man. Those 3 things. I don't want to get off into something else. 'Cause I go and talk about something else, and then I get pissed off and talk about all this shit. I ain't getting all into that. But I think those are the top 3 things that I would tell somebody coming in and coming into the job. They're the top 3. They're my top 3. I can't think of nothing. I can't think of nothing else. Don't tear up the equipment. I mean that people tear shit up all the time and don't say shit. But I'm just saying, those are the top 3. Them my top 3, man. I can't think of them the top 3. I would, you know. What you got? You got anything? Them my top 3, man. I ain't got nothing else.
I just keep turning my attention to, I want to keep the chat involved, and there's some of the usual suspects making the usual jokes, like my Pennsylvania buddy, Reading York guy. He puts his 3 poop emojis, and he's just joined the chat. TC Matrix Breaker, that's TC Talks Fitness. Check his channel out. He said about addressing the money, addressing management. I don't know what point you came in, TC,
That's
but
funny.
we did.
Funny.
We did talk about that a little bit, and we can elaborate a little bit more. But here's a problem in itself, and maybe this is where everybody turns on me. I think people have a listening problem personally. If if you don't like what somebody has to say, or maybe you misinterpret it, and I'm guilty of that myself. Sometimes words put down on a screen can be a little bit deceiving. So, I don't want to jump down anybody's throat, but attention spans are at an all-time low at this point. They're at an all-time fucking low. And so, there's jokes flying around in here, and that's fine, and I know the people personally that are throwing around the jokes. And I said, you got so much time in, and time will pass, and you'll get older, and you'll get a little wiser. You might have a kid or two. And you'll eventually start realizing that, wow, there was so much to figure out. And it took me this long to figure out just because I wasn't listening. I was always talking, or I was always looking at my phone, or I was always just waiting, for that next, the FOMO thing, the fear of missing out. So, like I said, I live in a tech world, but I also, have an old school kind of flair to so I don't want to be plugged in nearly as much as the world unfortunately is right now. And so there's so much information flying by, and everybody wants the spotlight. Everybody's kind of fend for yourself. But there has to be a little sense of community when it comes to if we're going to fight this monster. I said it's got to be people listening to the bare basics of what I preach constantly since I started coming on here, to say that if you're running through routes and you're not showing good attention to the mail and you're skipping lunches and breaks, I said these are the cardinal sins. These are the easiest things to do and remember, and be and just practice daily. Just do those things. Don't give time back. Don't work off the clock. Don't get engaged. Here's my son. He just got back from the Phillies game. I gotta let him say hi. Simmons, come here, say hi, bud. Did they win?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. All right, you want to hear more about it, but let me finish up here, and I'll come up.
Injured.
Harper's injured. That's not good. I'll be right. I'll be up in a little bit, bud. I had to let him say hi. That's my man right there. That right there will teach you about paying attention and putting your phone down and paying attention to what he has to say. So, it was nice that he got to go. His grandfather took him to the Phillies game, and I've taken him to a few this year. He's the best. So anyway, I don't want to lose my train of thought, but he's up there. He's up there talking about the game like a crazy man. Thank you, Dre. Appreciate that. Gonzo, Chooch, plant life or post office? I don't know how to answer that. Post office. A carrier in a small station. I love the mom and pop setup. This SNDC stuff is nasty. It's rough. Trade Harper and win a World Series next season. Yeah, that does happen. That did happen though. Good point, T-Rex. So,
do y'all think that the Postal Service is gonna be here in the next 5 to 10 years? I mean, stop.
No,
Yo, from here on out, if you watch one of my videos, and people, just anybody that's in the chat, my videos are based off of everybody's questions. That's what it is. Somebody will make a comment in here. Amanda might make a comment. When I was a CCA, they broke my hold down and sent me to a different office. It could be something that simple. I'm gonna turn it into a video, and I'll take that and phrase it differently. I'll put it out there and they'll be like, oh, it's clickbait. No, it's not clickbait. I'm addressing somebody's comment, because if she said she dealt with it, that means other people have dealt with these things as well. I just got to get that out there, because we got these trolls there. Oh, everything he's doing clickbait. No, I read comments and
he do read comments. You do read comments. Ain't that about them?
Contrary to what people think, it's just not 2,000 views per video. What I got is Chooch saw it. How many views did I get? How many views did I get within the last week?
Billions.
Literally, a lot of people are like, oh, this guy don't get no views. I showed him behind the scenes.
Millions.
There's people that I have thousands of videos.
Sure.
So people continually watch. So I address things that come up, and I have to formulate it in a creative way. And people bitch about, oh, clickbait. Every video you watch is clickbait. The reason you clicked it is because something intrigued you. It is what it is. And then if people don't listen to the whole video, that's not my fault. That's the attention spans.
Yes.
I will get around to what the purpose is. Oh, well, he's no, this is clickbait. Of course the Postal Service is going to be here. Well, yeah, I said that. And then I also mentioned I was addressing a question. So y'all got to understand, when you see these videos out there, they are your comments that I elaborate on. That's all it is. That's it. And my personal experiences. And I always say that. I say a lot of these are just my personal experiences, but what the hell do I know? I'm just a truck driver. That's it.
Hey, JayH, let me ask you, and let me ask y'all this question. Did you hear, was this yesterday that we lost Amazon to FedEx?
We've been losing Amazon for the last 5 years. I mean, there is a different like story that crosses. I had to say that okay, we lost UPS short post for Amazon Sundays, and then FedEx. Jay, I said I would definitely want you to elaborate more on what went down with FedEx if you got something. But there's just consistent line of sight to saying that Amazon seems to be dissipating more and more, and they're building their fleet up, and they're going to be offering more dough to the drivers. Like they're infusing $1 billion. Like I think that story. Yes, $1 billion into health benefits, into tuition reimbursements and whatnot. And you might feel it could be smoke and mirrors, but again, you see what you see out there on the street driving the Amazon trucks, and like the doors are wide open, the music's blaring. I mean, I see a respectful employee, and then I see a lot of grungy employees, and I say, well, is that the post office? Is that where, is that what we're looking for? Bottom line, get the shit delivered. We don't care what you look like. We don't care how loud the music is. We just care you get the shit delivered. Are we headed that way? Maybe.
Sorry, I'm blowing at a mosquito. I didn't realize my mic was going to catch on.
I guess I was asking that because that's a big part of our revenue, man. I was thinking about that too. That's a big part of our revenue. A lot of people was talking about that yesterday.
So here's the thing, though. A lot of people will in the comments, and again, I'm gonna go back to these comments. I love the comments.
I love the comments.
A lot of people will say that Amazon don't pay the Postal Service. So I will look at the camera, and I got screens over here, there. I'll look at the camera and say, what the fuck do you care what they pay? It keeps y'all working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Before, people are saying, hey, I don't get enough hours. Then they were saying, I get too many hours. There people complain, I got too many hours, we don't get no days off. Then they're like, oh, we don't get enough hours. Oh, then the next excuse is they're ripping us off. What do you care if they're ripping us off? Do you really believe they're ripping us off? Is that really something that correlates to your personal life? Because the moment, just like Chooch says, the moment Amazon says no more USPS, no more Amazon Sunday, then what? That's a big part of their shit goes through our whole system. And it ain't just Amazon Sunday for the carriers. That means no clerks working on Sunday. That means a massive change if they decide to fully stop. And being that FedEx is taking a bulk of the, the heavier loads, which I believe they should. Y'all shouldn't be carrying 10 bags of dog food up the stairs. But once they take that shit away, again, they're taking food out of your mouth.
Yep.
Because everything is measured by the quantity of what you do on your route. If I don't know, I'm just making these numbers up. If you're accustomed to 530 packages, sorry, my camera's moving, 530 packages, that's just a wild number. And then you're down to 200, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? They're going to say, hey, we're going to have to consolidate this route. So there's a full domino effect from it by Amazon saying, hey, we want FedEx to take a majority of our stuff. It is what it is. That's the reality behind it. It sucks, but y'all lost Walmart. Y'all used to do Target. You remember, so a lot of people don't, maybe they do. There was pallet on pallet on pallet of Amazon getting dropped off to the Postal Service.
Oh yeah.
And it was overflowing.
It was crazy.
Yep.
Overflowing during the holidays.
Ooh,
Now,
man.
not so much. We used to have trailers loaded with extra Amazon shit because it goes through the system.
Yep.
Not so much anymore. It takes away work when they shift their work away from us. The same thing with SurePost. That's the reality behind it. Oh, they were ripping us off anyway. Yes, I understand we were not getting paid a lot, but now that's cutting a position. That's cutting work. That's taking away jobs. That's what the real issue is.
Hey, peak season gonna be crazy this year, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Peak season gonna be crazy. It's gonna be real light. I believe it's gonna be real light for peak season. I'm telling you. That's what they talking about. It's gonna be real light for peak season.
Well, I see. Depending upon how affluent a town is that you might work in. Like I speak for one of the most affluent towns in America, so we get it. We get our volume. We definitely get our volume. Is it what it used to be? Hell no, but it's still sufficient to keep the work moving along, and and then you see areas like where I went on vacation this year at the Jersey Shore, and there were carriers.
Do you see this comment?
Well, tell me.
I'm pointing to the screen like y'all can see it.
This
comment says some wild shit, and I got to address it because I don't know if it's a guy or girl because I can't see. I am whatever it says.
Please send
right.
Yeah.
It says, please send back business reply letters, empty and all. Just put them in the mail to be sent back. That pays the PO, and we're getting refunds when we throw them out. We can that's interesting.
That is interesting. Yep.
I never thought of that.
Damn.
That's some shit that just shocked me.
Yeah. So while other people put their return address and their own address and get the letter sent back without paying postage, we need good tips like that to generate revenues back.
Right, because
that's crazy.
When we got a bill and it says it's already paid for, right? Even if you put it back empty, that's smart. That's smart. I wonder why I didn't think of that.
You can only do so much in a day.
The comment, like, damn, man, pretty crafty. But at the end of the day, it gives work. Yep. Because then it builds what? It builds your letter counts up, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, every second counts as a carrier. Every letter, every piece every day.
He hacked the system. That's smart.
Yeah. I said there's all kinds of good hacks. I said, but most of them are bad. Nah, but going in every day and seeing like what comes in now, and you say, okay, I know what my route is because I've been doing it long. There's been additions to my route, and same routine, same line of travel, and this is for the carriers to say that when you're going in and you're getting familiarized with the job, and you want to ask questions to somebody who looks like they came in and didn't roll out of bed, and presents themselves well, and maybe introduces themselves to you, gives you your phone number, like it's like this knucklehead chooch that's sitting right here trying to give as much help as I can here and anywhere. But I have to say, like, you have to come in and not treat this thing like a hobby. You have to treat it like a job. I mean, plain and simple. There's too much of this just, fair weather friend, and this attitude of, I'm going to call out, because, it's just not, if you like, yeah, you can take your mental day and all that. But I mean, I just see things becoming too habitual now, and it's getting ridiculous. I mean, it's a job. It's not a hobby. Treat it, little class, little respect.
What you think? What you think their country? What you got? You quiet today, brother. I'm trying to read these comments. I left my glasses in the room.
No, I'm waiting for everybody.
I agree with Cooch, man.
It's Chooch. He know he done drank.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all right.
It's Cooch. Cooch.
God bless.
I got a Mississippi tongue, man. Leave it alone, man. That's how I say.
I've been called worse things before. It's all right.
Man, you crazy. Hey, JayH, you crazy, man. You crazy. the Eagle, man, represent, man, back in the day, man, a lot of power when we got that job back in the day. That job, you know, it got a lot of respect. You know, it's crazy, man. I used to hear stories, man, going to the store. They used to say, hey, you want something to drink? Oh, you want something to eat? You know, my dad be telling me all these stories, man, and how respect. I mean, up there with the police officers, fire department, everything. I mean, it's crazy. They would get the post office worker would get so much respect, man. I mean, the carriers, man, they go through so much shit, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Some, I mean, people getting killed on the street. I mean,
Now, that's
you
not
know, being
lies.
robbed for
That's
keys,
reality. That's not
bro.
lies. That's
That shit is
reality.
crazy,
Yes,
man.
it
I
is.
mean, to just come up, see, this is the thing to get me. I'm like, man, I know this is a double-edged sword, but I be feeling like we should be able to, since we carry important mail, certified mail, mail that got money in it, anything that's important, we should be able to carry some type of something. I ain't and look, I ain't saying no
Hey,
pepper
hey,
spray
hey.
and shit.
Yeah.
That would be, you know what I'm saying? Because I be thinking, well, if they know the route is bad, where's the postal police at?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what I be saying to myself. The postal police should be here.
Out
Or if the
there.
route is really, really bad, they
Truth.
need to be circling around.
Truth. So it's
And the
so.
thing, it's the truth about the thing. You know,
Yeah.
keep people safe. And then maybe, hey, guess what? You could get some more people coming to the post office. Hey, I ain't going to the post office. Man, they just killed such and such. Man, they just had a carrier that got shot, got killed. It's the craziest thing, man. You got to, everything is video showed. You got to show, man, that you care about your workers. And that's the thing about it. You got to show that you care about your workers, man. Because one thing about it, it's just like an avalanche.
Country came with the quote of the night. That is
Hey,
fantastic what you just said.
yo, it's an avalanche, man, and people be thinking like, damn, we got it sweet. Oh man, you work for the post office. You got money. Y'all good. No, no. And then I be telling, and don't get me wrong, I just try to be 100% honest with people. If you come in, you get your check, man. You look at that motherfucker like, hold on, wait a minute. Hey man, you can go somewhere else, make more money if you want to. Because we so accustomed to, I'm a government employee. I'm a government employee. I'm federal. Man, fuck federal. I don't give a man. Look. I got bills going high, groceries getting high every damn day, gas going up, cars going up. Can't even get a fucking car. Can't get a used car for fucking $10,000. I gotta pay fucking $15,000 for a fucking car. Are you serious, man? 15, 20? Bro, look, I be telling people, look, go get a trade, go get some real estate property or something. You gotta get some. Hey, sometimes people gotta get 2 jobs just to make it to get something else. So get a restaurant or something. You gotta make something, man. Because I'm telling you, the way the shit looking is looking like hell is coming.
Yeah.
And I'm just being honest, man. I love everybody. I keep people with respect, man. I don't give a who you are, what you look like. I don't give a fuck. I just be honest with folks. We gotta stick together. But also, we can't be a fool. Because, hey, our parents ain't teach us to be no fool, man. If you find an opportunity better than this, now, people been in what? Let me see, 5 years in, maybe 8, 7 years in, might be a little tough for retirement. But if you lower than that, bro, go somewhere else. If you still gonna be here, man, you gotta make another move. Because just being here ain't enough. Especially with people that ain't married. That's another story. We ain't getting that shit. That's another story. But if you married, and you barely making it, man, you gotta take it upon yourself to say, man, I gotta get some more income doing something else.
Go ahead, King.
Because the way this shit looking, the avalanche is, man, hell is coming. You know, and I'm just saying, it's like, and my cousin asked me, man, I want to work at the post office. No, you don't.
Hey, Gonzo,
No,
you can take the couch.
you,
He's gonna move in the basement with me.
hey, I'm just being honest, man. It's just where we at right now, man. It's just where we at, and I hate to say it. If the place was a better place to work as far as people, man, we wouldn't have no problem. We'll suck it up. We'll suck it up. We'll work hard. We'll suck it up. But the motherfucking people don't give a fuck about us. Hey, man, fuck you, man. No, I'm not kissing nobody's ass. That's one thing I don't want none of us to do. We ain't kissing nobody's ass. There's some people that kiss ass to get to where they want to get to, be a supervisor, 304B, and all the other bullshit. I I ain't kissing nobody's ass.
He called it a 304B. I love
I'm
it.
doing all that shit because we say it all the time. I'm kissing that man. Fuck you. You still ain't shit. You still want to talk to people like shit. And I'm just saying. And it's like I said, all people are not the same. I got to give at least 1.00001% that some people got some sense. But hey, I'm
Oh
being
man,
honest, man. Just being
you
honest, shit.
you take that mic and you do your business, man. That's very, very, very well said. And
Being
I can
honest.
see what you're saying, even when you're not saying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. And in the chat right now, there's a couple of comments that are in that political realm, and I understand that people want to like just bust out and say something about this side and that side, and we try very hard to keep that from happening in this little realm here. I understand that people got their thoughts on it, and I do too. But Jay and I, Jay keeps a very firm policy on trying not to let this thing blow up into political madness. We're trying to talk
Oh
about
yeah.
the post office, and we understand that the post office is a link to politics, and
No,
it's very much under the microscope of politics. But again, you say like Amazon, can we wave a magic wand and say how much Amazon's going to pay us for the package, pay us for each package we do, or do we just deliver that package and do our job and go home safely to our families, God willing, safely, with all the shit going on out there on the street that King was talking about? There's so much, that can go through your head in a day in this particular moment in time of like, I turned my head, I saw this on the street. Then I turned my head down to my phone, I saw this story come across my crawl. Then I saw two of my buddies, they sent me this story, and I'm like, holy shit. Can I just watch the Eagles win and watch the Cowboys lose, and just have a good time? No,
And we Bears beat the Cowboys. I just want to say that we beat their ass, so I feel good about
that
that,
was a
baby.
beautiful thing, wasn't it? It was a beautiful thing. I said I had
Yeah.
to bring a little levity into this conversation by ripping the Cowboys. So, listen, it's very difficult, again, like I said, with the attention span to keep, your eye on the prize with everything going on. But, it's peaceful moment in my own head at this point to say that I've gotten to a point now where, again, I'm probably halfway if I live to 90, great. I'm halfway there. I hope I can make it there. I hope I can get to the end of this craziness. I hope that my family, we're prosperous, and my kids can, grow up in a world without like this craziness. But unfortunately, the biggest problem is also our biggest helper, which is this guy right here. These wonderful devices that grab so much of our attention and plan our thinking sometimes.
Yeah.
Again, I came up in a time before all that was going on. So I grew up on the streets of Philly and had a lot of different influences and a lot of people that could have steered me in bad directions, and thankfully good people that steered me in good directions. And here I am, living the dream, as they say, but I wish some things could change. I understand that I can't change them. I just have to accept them the way they are.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, I said it's not a fight. It's just a pledge of decency and class, and trying very hard to make it to the end and keep my head firmly placed where it is and help some people along the way too. That's all. A little bit of selflessness, a little bit of class, and JH, leading the way while the rest of us pay
I won't
attention
lead
to
the
what he
way.
says.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
when
just
you
make
pop
shit
up
up
on the
as I go.
screen, I'm gonna feed your ego to the bitter end. All right, because
I,
I love you. I think you're fantastic. God bless you on the 40,000 that you very rightfully deserve,
Mhm.
and let's keep it going. So
Hey
back
man,
to you.
I gotta say this, man. JH. Hey, look, man. I gotta tell you, man, bro. You are
Get him.
and God put people in position to listen, to put out information. God put people in certain places to get the word out. We don't have enough people out here to even project, to say what they want to say, speak their mind. Some people are scared to even say anything, And I thank God, for both of you guys to put y'all in a position, because some people want to say something and they don't want to say it or can't say it or don't know how to say it or kind of shy. You know what I'm saying? And I just believe that people see and hear, it brings them power to the mind to say what they want to say when they go to work. That's what we supposed to be doing here. The power to say what you want to say on what they see and hear, and it will help other people to do better at work, say what they want to say what's on their mind. Not what nobody asks at work. We know we need a job. I ain't saying that. But I'm saying, what I'm saying is, I just thank God that you want, I mean, both of you guys, y'all went forward. Jay, you put forth the effort to say, hey, you know what, we got to get this out for the people that work for this job that we so called kind of like, you know, and I kind of like a little bit, but just want to say, you know, hey, blessings to you, man, and I sure appreciate you and I commend you for what you're doing, brother. Because I'm telling you, without you, man, a lot of people don't know nothing what's going on, and that's real talk.
I appreciate it. But just so y'all know, not everything I get is always, I may not deliver my messages correctly. And I gotta always say this. I may not deliver my messages correctly. I may not touch people the same exact way because everybody has different receptive ways. People can receive information differently. There are a lot of people that do not like the way I deliver my message, and that's fine. I'm not here to stroke egos. I hear stuff, so much shit, bro. More shit than I can even talk about. There's a lot of shit behind the scenes. But trying to translate this stuff that I hear and not get in trouble while translating it is very difficult because from hearing shit from the inspectors, from the OIG, it's wild, man. But when you hear enough from postmasters, plant managers, people that, you know, they feel free to talk around me, and they always look me in the face, don't you go saying shit about this. And I'm like, okay, cool. When it does come out, I am, though, you know. I'm gonna elaborate on it when it does come out. And then there's stuff that if you say anything, don't get me involved in this shit. And I respect that as well. So it's again trying to find a balance to try to give the information without getting people in trouble or saying, you know, this is where it came from. It's difficult, man. And in reading like the articles when it come down to FedEx and the UPS and the USPS and stuff like that, those are my interpretations. And I take those interpretations off of basically, you know, people saying, hey, the post office ain't gonna be here in 5 years. Well, they've been saying that shit for the last 40 years. So when I put a title out, hey, it's gonna be gone, and it's again elaborating off of somebody else's comment. Because look, when COVID came, they said our doors were gonna close. I'll never forget it. By May, the doors are gonna be closed at the post office.
Yeah, that came and went.
Yeah, that shit came and went. Then what happened? Oh, they're not gonna make it till the next year. Okay.
These guys are heroes. Look at them. They're heroes.
Yeah. So
we're gonna close the doors.
Of when I say, hey man, you sound silly saying that, people get offended. They get offended because I'm saying, look, you're not the first person to think that, but you got to stop thinking, you know, tunnel vision. You got to think about the big picture. Hey man, if we're not looking decent, people are not going to want to use us. Customer service, I bring that up all the time. The clerks get pissed at me. I'm like, look, I don't like going to my post office. There's one lady that I like to go to, and if she's not available, I don't use it, man, because I feel like they're nasty. The shit that you read when you Google postal reviews, that's us. And I can't defend that. I know what they go on behind the scenes, but you got to put your game face on. Man, you know how much shit I went through in the last 3-4 years, me personally, but I go to and I teach these students and I teach people and I give instruction. Nobody would know what goes on behind the scenes unless I let people in. But I don't bring that shit to work. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem that a lot of managers, a lot of supervisors, a lot of our coworkers, they shovel that shit at each other. And then when a new person shows up to the job,
it's like a disease.
Start feeling the weight of everybody around them. It's like, and they're like, man, not for no $20 an hour. No, I'm not getting bullied for this shit. Because somebody on an ego trip or somebody, some manager just shows up here and this manager is being fresh for the ladies that got to deal with the supervisors. You can't have pretty women come in, and then you got a supervisor that wants to be a pig, and they don't know how to deal with that shit.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? And then they don't know how to file an EEO. They don't know where their shop steward is. So when I bring this smorgasbord of shit together, it's because it's real shit. This is not shit that we just make up. And people, oh, that shit don't ever happen. Man, it ain't happening in your place.
He's not a carrier. How does he know?
Right, what the fuck does that got to do with the price of tea in China?
Everybody's got to stop saying that shit, especially you TikTok sweethearts. You know, he's not even a carrier. Let me tell you something. He talks to a fucking carrier every day. Carriers.
Every day. I'm reading shit I don't know nothing about. They talking about red plums. I'm like, nah, I like my purple plums. Fuck a red plum. And you know,
but he has to make adjustments to the purple book, not the red book.
Yeah, man. I learn shit every day, and maybe it's because of my age, but I always try to be receptive to information. And again, translating that information back out. It is not easy, man. It's not easy. And then it's like, oh, you're always dogging the carriers. No. I was there when the carriers was marching, fighting for better wages. Oh, what about you forgot where you came from? What about the APWU? Well, shit, Chooch saw literally, I sent him screenshots. It had to be about 30 within an hour. My own craft, the people that work in my own craft, underneath my APWU, they don't even know that they are under the APWU.
Nah.
So you want me to give you information about your pay raises, but you didn't do diligent enough to go and show up to a union meeting. You didn't do diligent enough to go and fucking at least know that you're paying your dues. Where's your money going? Boom. To an APWU? So yeah, that shit frustrates me. You don't care? Well, nobody else cares. Well, that's okay. So then if nobody cares, then what? So yeah, it's difficult translating this information. And I guess there's a certain passion about it because the family works in the post office. And you know, I want to it paid for this fake white studio behind me. No.
Look at those pearly whites too. Look at them. They're beautiful. They got veneers.
That's it. I bought these fake teeth. But no, it's so difficult, man, because
crazy, man.
And that's when my son's song comes into effect. All I hear is talking. I don't sweat that. These motherfuckers, the fucking Jay. He's just a clickbaiter. Look, he does his lazy thumbnails. Hey, AI is gonna do what I ask it to do.
That's right.
They give me my title. They give me the title. Then you gotta think about the psychology behind it. The psychology is when somebody's scrolling, they have to read within a few words to see what is going to capture their interest. Okay, it is what it is. And I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. Men, 80% men watch me. You know what they like to see? They like to see women. AI put that whole fucking thing together. So it's like, okay, make sure you got a pretty woman in the title to relay the message. That's what it is. See, get on here, listen to the message, listen to the whole thing. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get everything out there, but I get it out there.
He's giving you pearls of wisdom.
I'm gonna say, hey man, last video I screwed up a little bit. I meant to say XYZ. Like today, I got some information about the rural carriers, and then I think I mentioned that to you, Chooch.
Yeah, you
the rural carriers and their new contract saying that their probationary period went from 90 days to 180 days.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So again, I didn't want to translate that information out yet, but you know, it is what it is. And it's something about what was it? Hold downs and bids, and
hold down and bids.
Information shoveled at me.
Temporary.
I just
bids.
have to know when and how to translate that message. And it's not easy. It's not easy. But I'm gonna just shut my face. But the Gonzo family, I hope to see you in Florida, brother. I hope to see him in Florida. He just got an offer for the West Side. It's the best side.
Congratulations, brother.
No, but he's up somewhere USA, and hopefully he gets a transfer. Good place to get his second retirement. All right, I just shut my mouth. I'm trying to read here.
Yeah, I said there's a lot of different things being hit on here as I'm trying to read, but you know, I said, you know, we can sit here and we can talk our ears off, you know, and we want to believe. I believe that I listen to everything that Jay says, start to finish, through 99% of his videos. Sometimes I cut it off short and I come back later. But the idea of being able to be around for a minute in this world, and to say that when we're seeing these TikTok reposts and we're seeing the general age of who's doing these things, to say, like, I'm not gaining a whole lot of information or knowledge or anything of any usefulness whatsoever. I understand there has to be a fun factor in this world, but to say, like, what are we here talking about? We're back to talking about exuding class on the clock, in hopes of saying that when the powers that be do think about giving us more money, the first thing they're going to say is, well, let's see what's going on out there. Let's see what's happening on the streets. Okay, we got some people getting robbed, arrow keys. That's a terrible thing. Maybe we should pay them more. Oh, wait a minute. We have these people on TikTok shaking their asses and hanging off the back of trucks and doing backflips and whatever the fuck. And
Damn.
you say, that's
Yeah.
probably going to hurt us in our contract negotiations. But go ahead, keep cursing and keep dropping F-bombs every other word, and keep nagging about the red plums and whatever. I said, how about you shut the hell up, go deliver the mail, remove the uniform, and then go home and make your silly ass video. That's it. That's all I'm asking. I'm not, it's not much. Like, come on, this ain't America's Got Fucking Talent. This is America's Post Office.
I think that
Damn. That's funny.
a lot of them that are doing it, and I don't know if the video posted yet or not. A lot of them do it and use the postal uniform as a prop.
Yes.
Does that make
That's what it
make
feels
sense?
like. Yes.
Yeah,
They're
that
using
sound
it
like
as a
it.
prop.
It's the first
There
time
are
we're seeing
some
this.
videos that I repost that are good, like the guy with the umbrella,
Yes.
the guy with the sun hat. Those are those are information, because new people watch. They're like, oh shit, I didn't know that existed. Like the hat with the fans on it. I didn't know that existed. And then when you have some people talking about union things, whatever. There's so many little TikTok things that y'all send me that I'm reposting because it's information. But then I show them why, like, I don't even speak on those other ones. I just repost them. And then when they see the comments coming from the masses, they get offended. It's like, shit, I didn't say it. You said it. What are you upset at me for? Oh, there's a guy on YouTube, Mr. What you call me? Mr. YouTube guy? This guy on YouTube, and he's posting all the negative stuff. Shit, you posted it. All I did was just shine a light on it. I didn't say a word about it. You're mad at the comments?
Matt
It ain't
B.
me commenting.
Matt, I'm sorry, Matt B. 600,000 postal workers is not indicative of a few making TikToks. Okay. True, but nonetheless, maybe the 590,000 people that aren't making TikToks are not visible on a camera, as to where those TikToks get a lot of looks and exude a lot of certain flavor or lack thereof, that just really sucks the life out of somebody who is trying to make this thing survive. And I'm sorry, like, when I see a certain person come across the camera on a daily basis and just literally curse like a sailor and nag about something and throw shade and say, I look amazing, don't I, today? What the fuck are you doing? Like, like, get out of that stinky, dingy truck, lose the blues and go and film all you want. Just fucking stop doing it on the clock. So yeah, you may be right about 600,000 not indicative, but for me, I said everybody and their mother's looking at a device.
Let's talk about the domino effect, though. Let's talk about the domino effect.
Yes,
You're
sir.
right. It doesn't affect. Well, it doesn't represent 600,000, but social media leads everything.
Yes,
everything.
it does.
Everything. So whether you're on TikTok, Facebook, Snapgram, when they see something, they don't see Chooch. My videos only getting 2,000, 3,000 views. They're not seeing Chooch doing things by the book. I got a couple of them that show you this is how you deliver properly. This is how I case my mail. What they do see private dancer. That's what they're seeing.
Yep.
And if they're seeing that, and just so you know, the 600,000 that you're referring to, the Postal Service has a team that monitors that. Now, if they got a team sitting up in headquarters, that's their whole job, is to monitor that stuff. They utilize that bit of information, that data, and they use it against the 600,000. Hey, they got this kind of time to do this. We will make sure that when the negotiations come up for the next contract, we're gonna say, well, yeah, nah, y'all got plenty of time to talk tick.
There it is.
So there is a domino effect, the way that society looks at us. And you know who looks at you? You look at you, because the only people that watch my channel are postal workers. So when postal workers are bad mouthing other postal workers because of what they're posting, what do you think when they're on TikTok, when the world is seeing it?
Yep.
Does that make sense? Did I lose
Makes a
anybody?
lot.
No,
Makes
you're
a
right.
lot of sense.
You're right. You're right. But see, this is the thing, man. I guess when you ain't got no money, you got to do something to get some money.
But they said that about me.
Okay. Wait a minute. No,
Oof.
I'm done. This is when you get a certain amount of likes, a certain amount of views.
Feels like revenue.
You get a percentage of that video on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. So you'll get like it's like brackets you get in. So each time you get as many views, you get a bracket. You know what I mean? But useful information, that shit ain't, man. Look, I wish you that chick, man. Look, man, I'm looking at this shit like this here, like, oh my God, can we go live on this shit right here? I was dying for you to go live on that shit.
No,
I was like, Jay, we
I
gotta go
can't give it
live on
no.
this shit. On
I
that
can't
one.
give that energy to that.
I know you can't. I know you can't. But some people just don't care, bro. It's just, man, it's like energy it's just so negative, man. It's just negative, man. It's a money thing, trying to be famous, man.
But
I mean, you trying to
she's
get
just
famous
talking.
off the uniform, though, bro. You trying to
She's
get
just
famous
talking,
off the
though.
uniform?
You know what? And I'm not even trying to
Chick
defend her. She's just talking. She talks a good game. Potty mouth, but she talks a good game. Now, look at the people that were dancing, though. That shit was dangerous. That shit.
Suspending yourself between the truck and shit and planking in the back of the
that
truck.
shit right
That's
there.
dumb.
I
And
bet
the fact,
I bet our boss know. I bet 100%. I bet my whole check. I bet
that
our boss know.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
the
me too. We
ladies
gonna
that were
keep 'em.
dancing on the back of that truck, and there was one that was shaking in the back, they were actually on light duty. Now, what does that do to their case? Yeah, they're on like restricted duty because people reach out behind the scenes. Yeah, and they tell me, they're like, oh, you know, those one of them already got in trouble. They got pulled into the office because they were on light duty, and then they got caught in that. I'm like, that ain't my fault. They posted it. So again, look, you know, we at 9:25. I got 5 more minutes. I'm gonna let y'all close this out. Again, I don't want this about that, but old school versus new school. I think we got a lot of potentially great people coming in here, but they got to just be weeded out. Because I work next to some young people that are fucking, and I work pretty hard for what I do. But you know, there's some that can keep up, man. Like, you know, they got some good people out there, man, but they don't see the good people. What they automatically think, they correlate the TikToks to the new people. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They that's the correlation. And it may not affect everybody, or it doesn't correlate with everybody. It doesn't represent everybody. But perception,
optics. Yes.
it
Yeah, I agree
supersedes
with
everything.
that.
Optics is everything in this world. You know?
But you know it ain't gonna stop, man. You know once one start, it's, hey, what I say earlier, like an avalanche, it's gonna start. No, wait a minute. Oh, going up. I'm sorry. It's gonna keep going up, man. Once one start, it's gonna keep on going, man. Watch what I tell you. That ain't the end of it. It ain't gonna be the end. It ain't gonna be the end.
If we're talking inside the postal lines, or if we're talking the big picture, I said the postal lines can be, you know, this could be tarnished, but it can be cleaned up also by, like I said, our union guys that are running for that president spot to come out and say, listen, we want your vote, But that vote is going to be a very, very important thing, and we're going to really, really make this push to get things better from what Renfro did for the NALC, or what he didn't do, to say that you guys got to play your part. You got to come to meetings. We're going to try and create, more connection. But when it all comes down to it, I said, I'm afraid that it's going to get too comfortable of a thing to just say, well, now everything is just kind of lax, and the rules are going to change, and they're going to say, well, we can allow this on this. I'm like, no, we need to do away with this. Like, it needs to be, you're on the clock to deliver mail. The camera should not be rolling on the clock whatsoever. If I can reference a certain angry mailman who said something very, very silly on the clock,
man.
and I'm not gonna let that die on the vine like it did. And people just said, no, there were other things. You can say some dumb stuff and be on the clock, and it can come back to bite you. But do this in a safe space, and express that this is my given opinion, and I do not express my views in the face of the post or whatever it may be. I said, you just got to be smart. You got to smarten up. You got to class it up. That's all. That's all I say. And I said, I'm not trying to force anything down anybody's throat. But listen to JH, and I'm there. I'm just here in the background trying to help him out and be a good example for everybody. If you don't
Thanks.
like it, move on to the next thing. But again, I think you should listen. I think we got good things to say.
Thanks on
Country
that.
Kane, I truly appreciate you coming by, man. Thank you.
Appreciate both
Stopping
of
in.
y'all, man. Hey, no doubt, man. We gotta do this more often, man. Cause hey, man, there's so much stuff we can talk about, man. That we need to talk about.
And when Jay stepped away, man, you got on that role. That was great. I mean, I know
Oh man,
Jay goes and gets a coffee, and he finds his glasses, and then he kind of lets us go on a rant. But he
yeah, we
always
go out.
he talks enough, so he said he does need a breather. And like everybody that sends the emails to him constantly, and sometimes he shares them with me, and I say, holy shit, what a world we're living in right now, and there's some crazy stuff out there. But he's doing his best, and you can only answer so much, and you can only have so much time to attend to your family and your own business. So I try and help him as much as I can, like any good person would, because he's a good guy, and that's it.
Man.
And Kane, fantastic, man. It's great to see
Man,
you.
it's good to see you,
Yeah,
man. Hold on.
yes, sir.
Hooch. Is it
Cooch.
good to be?
CHOOCH. Cooch.
Y'all are something
The
else.
H is silent.
I'm gonna put this out there one more time. Johnny,
Dude.
25 years, bro.
Johnny.
And he still looks like shit.
Yep.
Younger than me. He looks younger than me.
Damn.
25 years in.
Put that
That's
thirst trap picture in the truck that one day.
Yeah, man. I was looking at that boy. I was like, oh,
There he is.
Gonzo family. Have a good night. TC, have a good night. Will, be safe, be blessed.
Thanks,
Mr.
Matt B.
Where the hell
Thank
my
you.
glasses at? See, you done
Man,
lost my
everybody,
glasses
man.
again.
Yep. Thank you,
I
everybody.
like to call them out one by one, man. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Regardless
man,
if they like me or not.
Your
Mr.
show,
right
boss.
now. Have a good night. The Jess that I don't know. Good evening. Have a good night. Matt B. Have a good night. Brooklyn Dre. You're going to be with some girl tonight. I know that.
Great.
Nah,
Love
but
Brooklyn
thank
Dre.
y'all for stopping by.
That's gangster.
This was fun. We got to try and do this a couple more times.
No doubt.
You know what I got going on behind the scenes. So
yes, sir. We're here.
It is what it is. But
here.
Postal family, like I said, this is not to create the divide. It's just to create a conversation. You see me?
That's it.
Love you, brother.
This is JH. And if y'all ain't like what Mr. Chooch had to say or my man Kane had to say, all we hear is talk and casino gangster. I respect that. A lot of people don't like me either. I get that.
I don't give a.
And I'm out.
All right. Thank you.
Y'all.
Have
Peace,
a good
y'all.
night. All
right.
Let's go.
There it is.